capes, man. I hate capes. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's a no freaking fail. Freeform. Not even freeform yet. We're just having a goodie today. I'm going to be inking this. This is for art submission, but let's get the boring stuff out the way. This is Art to the Round Table. My name is Mello. This is Jane Foster Thor. I'm going to be inking this piece. So, if you got any questions, just want to say what's up, want to hang and chat, let me know. Say what's up. Let's get to it. You guys gotta let me know if I don't have my headphones on, so I don't know my levels. So if I'm low, let me know. If I'm high, let me know. Little high, little low. All right, just charging stuff up. That should be good. But good morning. How you guys doing? So yeah, I'm trying this thing out. This piece right here. This little camera angle. Hey guys, I don't get to show my mug too often. As you can tell, I got a face for radio. I figured why not? I got some technology here that I should be using. I'm trying to charge the base to this camera. When it's charged, I can have it follow me. See, I don't move around too often. That's a lie. I'm a fidgeter. So the camera will follow me, and if it gets too seasick for y'all, I'll change it. Wild food. Speaking of wild food, I got to show you guys the jackfruit fruit. If you guys ever had jackfruit, and you know, if you don't know, I gotta share it with you. Let me get a sip. Before we get into this, I'm trying to warm up. I haven't done any sketching or warming up this morning, so here we go. Firsties, can we give an RIP, man, an RIP to Peter Cullen? Yes, this is in honor of an animated character, but really who the person we're celebrating is Peter Cullen. Passed away yesterday. That was a stinger. In a week that had several stingers. That was kind of interesting. Transformers is one of those movies, the 87, or the movie is one of those movies that I watch almost once a year. And no matter how much I know is going to happen, how many lines I read with them, with the characters, is something I read. But this is something I just figured I'd do. A little halo there, bud. It's something I did earlier this year, which was fun to do. I don't normally do mechs. I don't normally do robots. I would love to change that about just because we all grew up with these. I would love to do more Transformers, which I'm about to show you underneath this that I did yesterday. I want to do more Gundam style mechs, old school Japanese mechs like Maz and Kaiser, or as we know them, Transor Z. Some Voltron will be dope. All of those things. Big O, which is a more current mech. Be kind of cool to see. And then, now, the next piece might be too soon. But who is the most likely Autobot to try to take over the leadership of the Transformers? It's your boy Grimlock, right? Grimlock not dead. Raise me Grimlock King. I can't do Grimlock. But yeah, I was knocking this. I was watching a YouTuber streaming yesterday, another artist streaming yesterday, and this is what I was doing when I was listening to them. Grimlock being one of my favorite I think there's never really ever one favorite character that we have in Transformers, right? We have a gaggle of favorites, from Soundwave because of his voice box, and Starscream because of his nature, and Megatron is dope, and Bumblebee is our brother from another Cybertronian mother, and Optimus and Ironhide is the John Wayne we always grew up with. Grimlock and the Dinobots. So anyway, later today I'm going to spray this with fixative, and yeah, you know what, maybe, if I don't know if it looks weird, because I keep looking over here. Over there is my playback. So I keep peeking over there to make sure everything's on screen, and it has some chat. Then in front of me is my vertical stream, and it has a separate chat. So there you go. And everybody's good. Everybody seems to be good. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I'm muted and everything. All right. I'm going to close this. We don't need it. We don't need that. Just a little housekeeping before we get. I got bad posture. Hopefully you guys don't be hearing my bones cracking in the background. Close that. Leave that. All right, we good. So that's Grimlock. HB lead, 2B, 6B, smudged, erased, and tweaked. Once I spray this with fixative, all of those lines will be fully contrasted. I'll show you guys later on this afternoon. I'm going to come back for the Freeform Friday episode of Arts of the Round Table. So come back for that if you like. It's going to be around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to come and hang with me again this afternoon, do that. If not, shame on you. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. That's for later. But today, I'm kind of like on a timetable with this, which is good. I have until September the 5th to submit this. This is the original pencils. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's the original pencils. Scanned, and I just kind of, all I did in Photoshop was kind of mess with some of the contrast, clean it up, and then lower the opacity. And I might need to lower it some more, but it is what it is. So we're going to ink this with Black India ink. I'm going to use my Winsor Newton brushes, my number 2 and number 3, most likely just my number 2. And Bob's your uncle. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to have in front of me a copy of this, even though I have it there, but I have it kind of like contrasted. I went into Photoshop and I have it so that I could just take a look at some of the lines a bit better, because I'm going to lose a lot of the detail as I start inking. That's just a fact, Jack. Alright, shall we begin? You guys got any plans for the weekend? Let me know. If you're not, doing nothing on the weekend is not bad either. All right. There's never a clean way to pour ink, even with these caps, man. And like I said, I'm a fidgeter, so I'm always afraid. Put that away. We're clean. I want my water here. My ink. Right there. My scrap right here. My tissue. My tissue. Dip, dip. trying to get a point. What I'm going to try to do is work from left, top left, downwards. Where's all that schmutz coming from? Trying to get a point. I don't want to put too much ink on my brush. I'm just going to roll it here. Get my wrist relaxed. I don't like having too much ink on my brush. That's my brush here. Winsor Newton, Series 7. This is a number 3. I don't normally use this one. I use this one here. So maybe I'll do that. Bob's your uncle. You first heard that expression reading James Bond novels? It's uniquely English. Yeah, I didn't originate it. I don't even remember where I heard it. Is that right? From James Bond, huh? I've been wanting to read. James Bond is one of those that I've wanted to read. Ian Fleming's novels. His and Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes is two of the series that I would have loved to read. I should have done this earlier. I'm just trying to get accustomed to the way this brush is going to move today. And I'm trying to be loose. I want to be able to get thin lines with just a flick of the wrist. That's all you need. For some reason, my brush, maybe it's too much water in the brush. The way I ink with brushes, I started inking or practicing inking using Pentel brushes. The Pentel brush pens. I guess I don't know, there's something about those brushes that makes it really comfortable for me. It could just be because of the way the bristles snap back. But anyway, you guys ready? Here we go. This way. I'm going to use this. Let's zoom in. Skip-weep. Want to make sure you guys can see everything all right on both sides. Hey, Link. No worries about that. I just appreciate the company. Even if you're just hanging out in the background, I appreciate you. All right, I gotta make space here because inking is one of those almost full body experiences. You have to move the page. You have to rotate the page. Unlike a painting or a draft where you have it at an angle and leave it, like on an easel, you gotta. All right, here we go. Let's start with the lightning. And thank you, Link. I appreciate that. So the reason of this page is I had joined this Instagram group. I was going to say something redundant. This Instagram group on Instagram. And why can't I get a point here? Called Draw Together Jacks for Jacksonville. I really should be like over the page. And I joined because I wanted to see if I could meet and I don't know if I can hang out, but just meet artists locally in my area. And do a little bit of networking. So I found this page, and just going through it, they looked like they were having so much fun. It looks like they, oh, I don't like that. All right, I gotta loosen up. They get together at this smoothie shop in Jacksonville. And it's super supportive. It looks super supportive, and there's artists of all ages and all backgrounds, and they do everything. Anyway, join the group. They just happen to have an art show coming up, and the art show was for superheroes. Almost every superhero. So I thought that was cool. Anyway, they started sending available superheroes that you can choose and claim, because they don't want everybody to have just everybody's a fan of a certain character, right? Everybody loves Wolverine, so you say superhero, we all gonna do Wolverine. So to avoid that, just kind of smart in their part, they limit, I guess, you gotta claim your hero. And there was so many that was coming across as unclaimed, like to be claimed. Daredevil, Deadpool, Batman, Superman. So every hero was from every comic book house or publisher. So I was just waiting for the right one. And for whatever reason, when I saw that Jane Foster was still available, I was like, I could do that. And I think because also I was, I've been doing a lot of Barbarian and Valkyrie stuff. So it was still in my wheelhouse. I cannot get a straight line here, guys. Anyway, I thought it was cool. So grabbed Jane Foster, and then I was like, what am I gonna do? Action shot, face shot. What is it that I'm trying to show or do? The one thing I did not want to do is be tentative or shy about it. I don't want to become a shy Ronnie. You know, I have a tendency of not going all out sometimes. Just trying to quietly be a participant. Sure, I'll go to your party and then you will never see me. I'll just be hanging out the back wall, toe tapping to the music. But, you don't really meet anybody that way. You gotta kind of show out. I don't want to be rude or egotistical or anything like that. I just want to go do good art and fit in. I don't know how I'm feeling already about this lightning. Good thing I had this scanned in. But I'm not sweating any of that stuff because I got white out there. I got some white gesso. And I need to practice my inking. That Optimus Prime tribute that I showed you, I inked it yesterday using a Sharpie. A fine line Sharpie and French curves. I wanted to get mechanical, sharp, almost lifeless lines. Not lifeless, that's not what I mean, but you know what I mean. So to counteract the sharpness of the lines, I used the French curve to make everything appear askew here, right? So no straight lines, even though they're all straight lines. You see them? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? They're all curved lines because of the French curve. I thought that'd be kind of an interesting dynamic. If it was successful, I do not know. All right, here we go. I gotta find a way to loosen up. Sometimes the best thing to do with these brushes is move quick. Sweep it and move it. What up, Sabo? Mr. Traveling Man, international man of mystery. We was just talking about James Bond, huh? Your ears must have been ringing. What's up, bud? Missed you, man. Doing some brush inking. All right, I'm getting better. These, you can tell the difference already. These are so stiff and rough, while some of these here are a bit better. There's more life to them. All right, we get in the rhythm. Oh, with this camera angle, now you'll be able to see me like ugly face into this terrible jazz music. Like, You know, you don't know when everybody's on anymore. I hear you, man. No, don't even worry about us, Sabo. You gotta do you, man. Over there visiting haunted castles and shit. Crackacoon. DW. Morning, D-dubs. Ha! Well, yeah, I don't have to put any, spend too much time in the morning putting on product, bro. for you guys. For you guys, and then I never show my face. I'll let you guys know I'm real. I'm going to be quiet on some of these shots because concentration is crazy. All right, I might have to scooch. There you go. Sabo, do you notice the your boy up there? I can't crawl out of bed. I did crawl out of bed. Look just like this. Yeah, rarely show my mug. I used to show my face in my earlier YouTube videos. But ain't nobody got no time for that. I don't know, man. Who invented drawing lightning? Chinkies, man. A pain in the chops. DW, I haven't gotten a word back yet from the UPS this morning, but I will be there this afternoon in the same spot. So I'm going to confirm that the address was corrected for you. I feel like a heel, bro, because they did ask me, can you double check? And I like dyslexia of numbers, man, and they looked fine to me, so I feel really terrible about that. And it'd be easy to blame them. It was a trainee, but she did ask me to confirm the numbers, man. So I take full responsibility. I'm a terrible person. Yeah, I need a better some type of logo or something. Arts of the Round Table is too long. AOTRT is hard to pronounce, even though I tell people it's just art. It's pronounced art. There's an artist, man, that uses a very thin brush. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how his fingers don't hurt. But he holds the brush kind of like... I can't even do it. And it looks like he might be double jointed, which might help with inking. But yeah, I definitely need a logo, or use it more often, or pronounce it more often, or just be a bit more consistent with it. All right, what's happening? All right, We can start moving this way. I can't wait to start adding some of the heavier blacks. That's when it'll start popping up a bit more. Let's see if I can emphasize this. Gunplay Freeham, how are you? Good morning. I gotta concentrate here for a hot second because I'm just doing the outline of her helmet. Yeah, again, what a bummer, huh? This past week of these legends passing away. Jay Neer, what's going on, bud? Give me a hot second. I'm like holding my breath here. I still don't know which way is my best way to move my hand. What's my best brush stroke? The pull or the push? I think I'm a... Towards me is pulling, right? So I think I'm a puller. A yanker. Your piece looks really good. Do you want a black and white piece or are you coloring it? I think I'm going to keep it black and white. I don't know what the rules are, if any. I think I'm going to keep it black and white. I don't digital color. And I'm honest. If I can be honest with everybody here, I'm trying to move away from painting on Bristol. Even though it's what got me it's what got me here in the first place. Kinda. It's just too much of a process to treat the paper. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I want to do. And that's all stemming from conversations recently about with commissions. So I'm not sure what I'm trying to do. But I think it's going to be black and white. I think it's just going to be ink. Hopefully they can dig it. And I don't know enough digital artists. I mean, I could try to paint it, but I haven't done digital coloring in forever. So I'm going to stay in my lane. And I can't afford to pay anybody to paint it for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's deadline driven. I got to get it done by the 5th. By the 5th of September. I did draw the thing pretty quick. I think it took me about 2 days to do. I just want to emphasize her helmet here. But who knows? Maybe I'll meet an inker. Who knows what's going to happen at that place? I'm just looking forward to it, honestly. All right. Gotta move there. We gotta get all up in here. This is why my back hurts. If you guys are curious, what is that on my screen behind me? That is Gary Martin's How to Ink Comics. The Art of Comic Book Inking, sorry. I just needed like a visual reference. I hate drawing capes. I hate rendering capes. I'm gonna do this eye here. So I thought I'd try to get a leg up on it and get a visual reference. All right, so black, 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 black. So, yeah, I drew it pretty quickly, maybe 2 days to do. And I wanted to practice a bit of, hey Janier. Hopefully I said hello, Janier, didn't I? I'm not ignoring you, bud. I wanted to get a feel of sequential artwork, like if there was a storytelling part. No capes. I hate capes. So if this was 2 panels, it's her powering up, and then a reaction shot of her face. Maybe she's proclaiming that she is the mighty Thor. Something like that. Something like that. There you go. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, like this side right here, this side of her cape, I'm like, I left it this way, really heavy. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I think I'm going to leave it that way. I'm more concerned on how maybe if I can ink this, it will distract from the fact that her cape is a giant, rigid piece of clothing. I don't remember what that's supposed to be. I don't like her suit. It has too much crap on it. She has a neck shield, a breastplate. She has a tight bodysuit, a leather belt, a strap here that connects to the belt. I'm going to assume that's for Mjolnir. She then has what would you even call it? It's not even a skirt. Maybe it's a skirt, but it's like a skirt in 2 pieces. So the left and right is 1 piece, and then the piece in the front that connects it is a different color. And then she got black leggings. And I was watching. I marathon watched The Bear, and one thing I learned from that show. You got to start reducing ingredients in your artwork. Reduce the ingredients in your dish. It's too much. All right, that might work for me. I'm kind of stuck about what to do here. All right, let's get her suit up. I was digital painting last night, was attempting to remember what you have said with painting advice with the things that would apply. D-dubs, is that when you realized that your boy was full of it, or did any of the stuff that I mentioned work? That guy's full of that John Denver's full of shit, man. I gotta be careful with line weight. Especially if you have to draw it in every panel off. Yeah, man. You gotta reduce it. You would think so, but some people want to show off their sequential art skills and nail it every time. It's historical. The artists that are super detailed and take their super detailed in their artwork, but then take a while. They rarely finish runs or their own projects. Artists like George Perez, who I admire, his detailed pieces, he almost like the epitome of the group shot and the detail in the background. Like the guy never skimped, and he started out as like a golfer. Hey, do this, do that, go for this, go for that, do everything. He started very young, teenager young, working for DC and Marvel. Puerto Rican kid from Nueva York. But he can never finish his own stuff because he takes too long. And he works everywhere because he takes too long. He's always jumping from project to project. Need that money, baby. Look at Stephen Platt, the Splat himself. All right. Let's add some life here. I want to do some feathering. Or who's the other one? Travis Charest. All these amazing artists with super detailed or a specific style. You go, hot dang. But they take too long to finish their stuff, some of them. So that becomes a part of their character also. Unfortunately, that might be something I have to deal with. But I feel like I'm all over the place right now. I want to actually start. I got to finish next week. I'm going to start doing more of my hero portraits for my own story. And then I have been jonesing to do the first page, which is what I want. I want to show off like nobody's business in that page. Not for you guys, but for me. If that makes sense. And it really is, it's just a man and a horse. That's one thing I love about inking with brush, man. That feather. But I need to show off so I can encourage myself, man. I'm like turning into a kid again where it's like I can't do what I'm studying. It's quite annoying. What are you guys talking about? Let me see. DW says, "Nah, helped and gotta pay more attention whenever you talk painting." You gotta pay more attention when I talk about painting? Ah, you'll get it, brother. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. Go with your instinct. Trust yourself. All right. How did I do that? I went this way. Yeah, see, my favorite feathering is pulling to me. I can get a bit better control that way. So I'm going to do that on this breast assist right here. What I'm trying to do also is separate these markings that I put in as detail, because they're getting lost. While also trying to flip around and find out. I was going to ask you if you could have used your own superhero for this, or did it have to be a familiar figure? I think it had to be a familiar figure. I don't think it was original characters. I think they wanted to make it accessible for everybody. Which I think is cool. All right, so that's going to be, I got to trust it. That's going to be black. Black, black, black. This is her armor. The dude that's been nailing it lately and inking is Rob Norton. I've been trying to catch some Palmati and some Gibson, but I don't think they've been doing live inking lately. That kind of looks like metal. I think we're getting there. Alright, so if I do that, I don't know if I'm going to do that black. I need to add space. Hopefully these people, what do you mean these people? The artists and the people that go to the show. I think it's just among artists. You have to pay a ticket to join or whatever if they submit. I don't know I don't know all the details. But if you guys want to check it out, it's on Instagram. Drawing together. Let me get it. Also, randomly, let's wish my boy Brandon. Brandon is my brother from another mother. That's my homie. His birthday is today. Happy birthday, Brandon. I know you don't be watching my streams. Shame on you. You're older now. You're wiser now. Watch my stuff. Be good to me. Drawing Together Jacksonville. And 3,500 followers. And what's kind of cool. So this is what's happening. It's the Draw Together Mini Fest, September the 12th. Come and draw together to get tickets. I think that's for local artists or people that want to go and check it out. It's really cool. It seems to be having a ton of fun. So why not? Kids, grown-ups of all ages, some Power Rangers. So what they've been doing is they'll send out a hero. Look at that. I already did Wonder Woman. And I'm like, man, I should do all the ones that I should just submit one of the ones I've already done. But they say 11 by 17 full piece. So these are all the characters that are available. These are still available. Somebody claimed Katana, which is cool. I don't know who Luna Snow is. They said I claimed it. They haven't updated this. That is Jane Foster. I hope I got the email that said that I claimed it, so. Don't want to have to go and fight somebody for. Where are we? Okay, so also I noticed that if you're inking textures, I can't do those same type of marks with her flesh here. So we gotta figure that out. But we're moving along. Did they have a list of characters? Yes, like only one character per person. And why did you decide on Jane Foster? Why did I decide on Jane Foster? I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of cool. You gotta go for a challenge, right? I think. She got a ton of crap on. I think her character design is amazing, even though it's too busy. And all right, I gotta feather this thing. And I thought it'd be fun. I thought it'd be a little different. Yeah. I've been watching on Samsung TV. If you got a Samsung television and you connect it to your interwebs, they be having these these shows, these marathons, just on one channel that has all the episodes or something. Naruto and Dragon Ball or I just found the what am I thinking about? Power Rangers. And they were giving the Transformers one recently. But the Transformers episodes they've been showing are Armada, and I'm not a fan of Armada. Link, thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And thank you as always. Guys, if you haven't, make sure you go and follow Link. She's an amazing artist, painter. Oh, I love that. That's gonna be black. So do that. Nobody claims Superboy. I didn't like what they did to him in the Death of Superman series. I thought he just looked terrible, and he was just they were really, for whatever reason, trying to cash in on what felt like Spider-Man. But I mean, that's a me problem. I don't want to put too much detail on the arm, just the shadow. That's black. I'm going to try to rely a lot on line weight, seeing how the light source is on the left-hand side. Our left, her right. So heavier lines on the back end here. And above and away. Good day. 10 o'clock? Got about an hour. So this is a really good beginning. I'm happy with this. When we come back later, I don't know if I'll be doing this, but we'll be doing something. Let me just stay here for now. See, the problem I'm dealing with is that my feathering is favoring the top part of the brush stroke. So I might have to start doing some of this either upside down or in an angle. All right, let's see. Because I think I want to at least start painting the Grimlock. Sorry about that. Do I have any thoughts on Evan Cagle's work? The name doesn't sound familiar. What has he done? I'll have to Google his work, but is he good? Is he bad? What does he work on? None of this makes sense on her torso. I may be doing a bit too much here without a clear vision. But I'm also very early in this process. I just want it to look different. Has been doing a lot of Detective comic covers recently, though. He does like very stylized line art. I'll have to check it out. Work on tone here. I've been looking at a lot of old artists, so I'm missing a lot of my is it contemporaries? My peers? What is it? I might end up having to do the bottom piece in black. I don't like the way that came out. But then again, I don't want to be too much of a stickler here. Just trying to have some funsies, man. Have you seen the Ghibli film Castle in the Sky? Absolutely. The original title, they had to change the original title because in Spanish, the original title isn't very nice. The original title is La Puta, Castle in the Sky. And La Puta in Spanish means the hula. The hula, Castle in the Sky. Yeah, that wasn't flying in Spanish speaking countries. But love that movie. Even the English dub of it with Mark Hamill and R.I.P. Our boy, oh my lord, James Vanderbeek. This is how I know I have so much to learn when it comes to inking. It's not just about following the line of the artist, in this case me. It's about adding extra oomph and life to it. The big difference from just following the lines. Anybody can trace the line. It was so amazing to see when Chuck Gibson took my line art for the Green Lantern and Steel. The subtle things that he added. I'm like, that's really freaking cool. And a part of me was like, you didn't have to change it. But then I looking at it again, you go, of course he did. Of course he had to change it. Because we're all ego driven, but I was like, that looks exactly the way it was supposed to look. And it was cool to shut the brain out and just see what happens. Alright, come on, Mel. I gotta loosen up. I was just looking at some Klaus Janson inking from the comic Batman Gothic. So this thing is going to have so many different influences of just from this morning. It was the first Ghibli movie you watched at random and found out later was their first, and I love the film, especially the intro title sequence, and Evan's work has hatching. Anyway, reminds me of that. Interesting. So his work reminds you of that artwork of Ghibli's? That's kind of cool. Was that really Ghibli's first movie? I know that Miyazaki's movie, his first, I believe, was Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro. which is an amazing, hilarious movie. The CG animated movie. Thank you, sweetheart. What the heck was it called? Bad Guys, the animated movie, took their sequence, one of their action sequences is lifted almost shot for shot directly from that loop in the third movie. And the main character of that movie is a wolf, so I wonder if that movie is kind of like a homage to them. The intro only was different style, not the anime style, and that's awesome. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. You ever watch any of their movies in the theaters? The first, I think maybe the only movie I've seen of theirs in the theaters. Renee Machuca, how are ya? What did I just break? Nothing, I didn't break nothing. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the first movie I saw in the theaters that was theirs was Princess Mononoke. And Renee Machuca says, have you heard that some stuff from Beyond the Spider-Verse got leaked on Twitter a couple of weeks ago? I did not. I'm not on Twitter. So, lucky me. I love that series, but I feel like they're waiting too long. And I understand, which means that the animation on it is going to be freaking amazing. The reason why it takes so long is probably because of the rendering process. And they probably had to invent stuff for it. But no, I did not know that they leaked it. I don't understand the allure of someone leaking stuff like that. You know, leak the Epstein files. Leave Spider-Man alone. Let's catch douchebag pedophiles. Leave Miles alone. You got people threatening Rockstar to leak their stuff. Like, that's easy. But we can't get a ring of douchebags, evil people that harm children and harm grown-ups alike. Anyway, I'm not talking about that. It's Friday. Arietti fantastic. Arietti is oh my goodness, Mel. The Little Borrowers, isn't it? Basically. No, quite a new fan. I had always heard about them, yet never seen. A few don't look like my thing, though. Love Arietti. Yeah, no interest seeing films released early. No stealing mail that wasn't finished cooking. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Alright, so... Spirit in the Sky was pretty cool. One of my favorites is Howl's Moving Castle. My kids love The Cat Returns. They say I've seen it, but I can't remember a thing about it. Dee-dee-doo-doo. Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle was one of my favorites. Howl's Moving Castle, but Princess Mononoke, I could watch that anytime. If it's on TV or it's just one of those. I love the music. I love the actors all have really great tone and they fit. In my opinion, sometimes this is when Disney was distributing the Ghibli movies. And one of the caveats was you can't change anything. You can't edit or change anything. It was in my clothes. I've been looking for this. Even my clothes want to paint. What was I saying? Oh yeah, one of the caveats is don't change anything. Don't edit or change anything. I think the story is that Miyazaki gifted John Lasseter a samurai sword to trying to get the point across. A little too much. You threatening me? My Neighbors the Yamadas is pretty cute. Interesting art style, not necessarily the same Ghibli art style that we're accustomed to. Of course, My Neighbor Totoro. All right. I just want to give the imply there's hair there. But Howl's is cool. Howl's Moving Castle is great. Christian Bale as Howl. Billy Crystal as Calcifer. And I think Billy Crystal took that role and his role as Mike because he turned down the role of either Woody or Buzz Lightyear. And he saw the success they had and all the fun these dudes were having, and he decided, I'm never going to lose out again. The Wind Rises. The Wind Rises. Is that about the guy trying to build the airplane? I think that was Miyazaki's last. Even Kiki's Delivery Service. It's cute. I'm having bouts of like smoothness and then jaggedness. I don't know if you guys can tell. The Boy and the Heron? I don't think that was his. That was Studio Ghibli. But I don't think that was Miyazaki's. And that movie. Did not like. Whenever I thought. I didn't hate it. But it just seemed like it had too many ideas. And I don't know if it was based on a novel or anything. Doop. I'm trying to think. Huh. Well, excuse me, D-dubs. Well, did he come out of retirement for it? That movie had a ton of amazing actors in it. Mark Hamill was in there. Batista was in there. I think Pattinson was in there. Was Christian Bale in there as well? I know Willem Dafoe was in there. I heard his son did one. Directed a movie. I think it was called Legend of Earthsea or something like that. One second. And his father basically said, well, at least you got it out of your system. Scooch mine, Joe. Oh, look at that. I got a halo. Or my hairpiece is shining. Not too shabby. Let me pull this thing back. And she's glowing. I think when I start adding these sharper lines, I'm going to end up having to use my microns. I know for sure I can't get that sharp. Let me see if I can tie some of this to her helmet. Yeah. The TH is silent. Or I don't know how I'm going to do these. So let me just do the stuff I do know how I'm going to do. All right. Move this up. That was a good stroke. Yeesh. I'm having a hard time like studying like the Frazettas and all those books that I have, even the rendering book. But I'm also not giving myself much time. Like I don't know what to do. What's good about that is that I can develop my own style. The problem is that there's a lot of things I don't know how to do. Anyway, artist problems, I guess. But I think what it is that I'm trying to do way too many things. I'm trying to paint more, trying to draw more, and inking becomes one of those things where you kind of like skim over. I know I do. It's like skipping leg day. Your boy loves skipping leg days. But I know it's something that is just fascinates me, and I love to. I do enjoy doing it. Ooh, did you see that? Oh man. D-Dubs, I thought you was going to reference Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. That's going to be another one. I have no brush and I must ink. I think that's why they enjoy using smooth Bristol. You get that. And lucky for me, this is a printout. So I don't have to worry about smudging. Also, my hands are clean. It's the first. Your boy hooping, your boy feeling himself, hooping and hollering like a maniac. Don't spill no coffee on it. What I may have to do, I just may have to embrace some of these random pencil marks that I have when I was building the figure and just use it. Use it while rendering. I think it'll give it a interesting look. All right, let's see. I'm gonna have to make this up here. All right, so the goal is to, I guess, start high so that I can move my arm all the way across the page. And if I had ink, it'd probably be a good idea to clean my brush again. Some of this is going to be in black, so that shouldn't be too bad to do. I don't mean too bad. I mean, I don't have to think too much. Feathering allows you to do such a fine line, but I don't practice doing that consistently, and I'm killing my wrist. Alright, there's a highlight under that nostril that I want to keep, and I think that's supposed to be all black. Here goes nothing. All right. Shush. I gotta concentrate. Silly goose. You know what actually helped me? You see how bad my posture is, right? I'm always slouching or curling over. When I was drawing this piece, I actually taped it. I taped it down. Let me fix this so it would look like. Sure. I taped it down, and it helped me. Even though I was all over the place, I get a little bit of. It becomes a physical activity like nobody's business. I was able to maintain. All I did, I made sure that I had a straight line down the center. And it didn't matter how crooked I was able then to use these markings. You can still see some of the measuring. I'm gonna clean my brush. Give me a second. Give it a rest. Smoke it. Stay right there. We can still see. Oh man, look at that. That's bright. Gotta put my coconut in the way. You can still see some of the lines I use for my measurements, for my guidelines to keep it straight. All right. All right. Let's keep working down here. Any plans for the weekend, EW? You were at your other desk, though? No? Right here. I rarely use my art table. Unfortunately, my art table has just become storage. Not storage, but like a... Because I record almost everything, or... Yeah, my art table's over there. I'm going to be using it more often, though. I think when we start doing more paintings. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I do the majority of my work here. Yes, it does actually. Are you drawing flat here though? Doesn't that frequently distort the length of your drawings? Yes, it does. A lot. But I've done it for so often that I think I'm able to compensate. I'm able to compensate, and because I'm using these monitors around me, you see what I see, I can adjust the perspectives and the angles on the fly. It's like cheat. So, and you also have to know a bit about yourself as an artist, right? So if I know that it's distorted, then I'll work a bit bigger on the top. But this is so tight down here to me that I'm able to see it okay. There are some times where I'll go, oh, that looks great. And as soon as I flip it up or take a picture of it on my art table over here to my right, table. It turns into a hot mess. Hold on, I just broke everything. Whoop. Yeah, I get used to it, but yeah, you really are supposed to have an angle. Have it up here. But to do that, then you see it this way. Then I gotta move all my stuff around me, behind me at an angle, and but this is what's kind of cool about it. Because I'm drawing like this all the time, when I do draw on an angle, when I put my sheet on an artboard or anything and sits anywhere but here, drawing in perspective makes it easier. Becomes easier. Kinda. Nothing's ever easy, but I think you know what I mean. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to... Trying to leave a little highlight there. I think the only thing I'm going to do with this in digital would be to clean up my line art. I know I'm lazy and never finished anything. How do I compensate with that? Oh, brother. If I'm lazy. I think my problem is I lose interest. And that may appear to be laziness because I never finish it, this, that, and the other. You may have to just break it down in sections. That's all. You know who I should really be looking at, man? One of my favorite artists. I got so many. It's Dave Gibbons. He did a bunch of Judge Dredd stuff. I can't see. I'm gonna have to move it because of the glare. I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to put too much line on her face because face adds age. You don't want to do that. I'm trying to feather this. Yeah, you end up, I don't think it's laziness, but it's just we lose interest in it. All right, let's do our helmet so that I can start separating the images here. Helmet's so weird. Big nip. It ain't just her. Thor's old helmet looks like a big nip too. Or as well. How can you ever finish? How can I ever finish one? We just gotta do. That's the thing I hear the most. You just gotta do it. Yeah. Oh, is that all? Yeah, as the days have gone and I haven't done a new hero portrait or a new piece, I'm like, don't wait too long. Don't fall out of love. Get back in there. So, all right, her pants are black, so I just have to find the right highlight for it. This stupid skirt thing, which serves no purpose. So I guess the trick is to do a little at a time, so you won't lose interest. And then next thing you know, you got a page, you got 2 pages, you got 3 pages, you got a chapter done. So they say. We'll find out. We'll do it together. It'd be kind of cool to do actual pages online, so y'all can steal it. I'm just kidding. Please don't steal my stuff. What the frick is that? I think that's supposed to be lightning. I think that's supposed to be an energy burst here. But it looks too uniform. So let's change it. Now I'm fighting the glare. But I'm gonna specifically were you on that project no matter what? Yes. So I don't stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's supposed to be my days. That's what I used for when I was writing it. Those are gonna have to be my days. Has to be. It really does have to be. You gotta have some form of discipline and respect for yourself to do it. You know, you can't have an external source be your push, because that external source can extinguish that thing, or that person may lose interest in you. You cannot lose interest in yourself. You have to do it. That's what I keep telling myself. You know, my family's amazing and they support me. But if I only talk about it and not do it or be about it, they're gonna be like, whatever. Sure, Dad. Sure. I mean, brother, it's good to have encouragement. Good to have a source of people, a group, a support group. Maybe there's a comic book support group that we can join. I've gone too much here. I didn't want to do that, but it's too late. Yes. You have to hold yourself accountable. For me, I stopped drinking. My family can go, don't slap my hand every once in a while if I ever try to reach for something. I have to be accountable for myself. When the question comes up, hey, you want something to drink? Water. Water's fine, thank you. Oh, you don't want nothing to drink? I say water's fine. Back up. Speaking of, my watch is telling me to stand up. This is going to be weird. Oh, no, I can't stand up because if I stand up, the camera's going to be stuck. But yeah, I've had a ton of ideas and stories that I would start joking and call myself an idea factory, just not a working factory. I gotta change certain things about that. This stuff is easy in the sense that it's not my idea. Yeah, I gotta come up with the composition and stuff like that, but everything in here, in this piece, has been created already. The character's been created. The costume has been created. The power set's been created. All I have to do is find a way to put it together. But none of this really took much in terms of world building. I'm not really being a poop to myself. That's just the reality. I'm not demeaning or belittling myself as an artist who does fan art. I do this all the time. But this is still easier than creating my own female thunder god or Valkyrie or whatever it is. Even as I was trying to create my own, so there's certain things I'm trying to change. Boop. I mean, Mo got quiet again. Hold on, let me get this thing in here. What time we got? 7 minutes to go. So yeah, I think that's not too bad that's a good start today. Let me close that blind for a hot second. I'm gonna turn this off. I don't want y'all put my ass on camera. There you go. What's that meme of the kid on the computer typing away? And there we go. Let me see. Yes, true. With my things I know my family will let me get away with, enable me because they don't want to see me struggle. Yet I got to deal with the things on my own. We gotta. And the biggest problem with me probably comes from I have so many ideas, yet not the skills yet to achieve them. So I put things off or get bored, I'm demotivated when I reach my skill limit. And that, my friend, is understandable. But I wouldn't give up on you. I say just keep putting the stuff on paper. Keep getting the ideas down. Again, be an idea factory. Be an idea factory. It's okay. And just like everything else, it's just like riding a bike and practicing and practicing. I don't know how to draw horses. I've drawn a horse before. A horse. The first 2 pages of my story is a man and his horse and several panels of him shooing his horse away. So, and then later on, same horse. So I got to learn how to draw the same horse again. After that, our heroes ride. So there's a ton of stuff that I have no idea how I'm going to put together on paper. You know? But I'm still encouraged. It'll come. It'll come. I just don't limit your stories. Don't limit your ideas because you can't put them on paper in terms of drawing, or don't do that. Let the idea come out. Can't draw cityscapes? Don't matter. Create a story based in a metropolis, you know? Don't kill the creativity part of it. The world building part of it. That was one of the things that I kept telling myself when I was coming up with my story. Don't worry about it. Just go for it. Worry about the story first. Gunplay, appreciate you, man. Have a fantastic weekend if I don't see you. I will be on later on today if you want to come by again and say what's up. I'm gonna be painting a metallic dinosaur. You don't see that every day. Or do you? Alright. See if I can get this sweep. So yeah, medieval stuff or armor and stuff like that, not my cup of tea. Do it anyway. That was one of the things that I made sure that I'm like, do not. Don't do that. You'll be more upset with yourself if you did. Even when I was doing the elf, the Christmas story there, I wrote it with that in mind. Easy, keep it simple, one setting, this, that, and the other, reduce characters. There's only 2 really main people, one with the bartender, maybe one recognizable thug. It was still difficult. So I didn't save myself anything. You know? So the thought process became then, what's the point? Why make it simple for myself if I still can't do it? Go hard, go big or go home. Go hard. Let's keep it PG. You know? That's all. That's all I gotta say. And what's cool about that, now it becomes study sessions, it becomes learning sessions, it becomes personal growth. You know? Then it becomes building panels. Well, do I have to draw all of that? Can I just draw one great setting? Build some dialogue around that setting? Make that setting dope? Anyway, what do we got? 1 minute? Alright, I'm going to leave that there. I think it's coming along. I think so. Clean that. I'm going to put my ink back in this container. I don't know if I'm going to finish this today. Again, I want to do some painting. This is the piece I'm going to go spray with fixative. Hey, let me see. Let me read this before I show you. You want to do an anthology comic strip, getting your ideas out and getting practice. Yet haven't even managed that yet. Yeah, you already started. That's you just planted the seed, right? What do you do when you plant the seed? You get the right soil, add a little water, and you wait. Go back, keep checking on that seed, write something down, write a strip. What kind of comic strip? Like old school 3-4 panels of a story? Comic strip, Sunday comic strip? That'd be kind of cool. Let me know. Maybe I could do something with you. Anthology series is cool. So that's the homie we're going to be painting later. So I got to spray it. Grimlock. I kind of like the way this came out. So, yeah, man, I don't give up on that idea with the anthology series. Keep journaling it. See, that'd be dope, like a Sunday comic strip. You're doing an anthology of everything. So, comedy, humor, political humor, anything that has to do with comic strip. That's kind of cool. Let me know. I would like to get involved with that. I'll help you out. Not help you out. I don't mean it that way. But I would love to contribute, if you let me. Why not? That's what homies do. The anthology series that I submitted my... Did I show you this? So, I want to show you something. Then I'll call it for realsies. Put my Grimlock to the side. Gotta spray him. So the reason why I kind of went nuts, not nuts. I kind of wanted to do a really good piece. Yeah, I did. No, but this thing dries pretty quick. India ink is kind of nuts. Like I said, and my room is really warm. So yeah, everything is dry. Can you imagine? No, I could scan it. Anyway, why I decided to make something kind of like not simple for this art show was because the last time I submitted something, I feel that it was Safe is good. But for me to introduce myself to this amazing group of artists that are going to be involved in this story, shout out to Kurt Bruegel, who's running this thing. Him and I think it's just him. Shout out to him because that dude puts in work. If you get a chance, go to Kurt Bruegel's YouTube. Go to cromthebarbarian.com. He's constantly working, and he does live streams on the weekends for another series that he's doing called Turbo Pit Fighter. That I would love if I can sneak in a contribution to that, I would. But anyway, I bought this is the mock-up. This is really dope, and I got it for selfish reasons. And I'll tell you the selfish reasons in a second. But I got this because this also is inspiring to me to see what indie artists are doing and what it looks like when their art unfinished is on the page. All of this stuff will be finished by the time this book is produced, but he took the submissions and he plotted it out so he can get these are so good, page count, page layout, stuff like that. Smart stuff. And this encourages me to see this because this is what my comic's going to look like. It's going to look, not that this is rough, but to see it incomplete like this is what I mean. I'm not talking about quality or anything like that. I'm talking about putting your ideas on paper, bud. So I jumped on the chance to get this piece when he offered it. But I think there was a limited amount of people, a limited amount of copies. Anyway, it's really cool. It's so dope. And what's really cool is then you catch him on live and he'll be inking some of this stuff. I think I saw him inking this page for this artist. Anyway, really cool stuff. But I picked it up selfishly, because the boys are hanging out in the back. So this was me going, let me contribute, let me share, and it'll be an opportunity to have my pencil work, my raw pencil work, published. Boom. And as much as I put in here, and then I painted it, I'll even show you the painted version when I come back, because I'm running out of time here. You've probably seen the painted version. I played it safe. Is that right? Yeah, so how cool is that? History, buddy. That's history, pal. That's Dennis Eckersley. So, all right, so this is what got me. As I got this book and I started to flip through, there's a piece of artwork in here that made my jaw drop. And I said, that's the last time that I'm going to play it safe. Because you can't. Don't play it safe. Show up, show out. If you go into a twerk contest, you better warm up first. All right, where are you? Where are you? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I know it's in here. That piece. I went, get the frick out of here. Look at that piece. I forget this artist's name. I do follow him. on YouTube. And he's painting it. He painted it. I think he's painting it in acrylic. And I said, well, don't I feel cheapish? And I'm not comparing, and I'm not telling myself that I could have done better or that he's better than me. I just looked at this and said, shit. And this might be this dude's casual Sunday. I just know that they're two different styles, obviously. But I could have went further. When I say safe, I just mean I could have went further. And I didn't. I still love that face. So yeah, I thought it was cool. Stop playing it safe. Let's get it done. That dude's that I gotta find it again. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. And then to see him painting it on YouTube, and the YouTube video is so personal and beautifully done. He's talking about the loss of his father, the artist is, and he had taken a break from art, and how I if I remember right, I'm paraphrasing my whole memory of the video, how art brought him back to this level of catharsis and healing. I was like, come on, man. How you hate on that? Anyway, so this was me playing it safe. So if and I asked, hey, can I submit some work? And Kurt said yes, of course, and I appreciate him. So when I did that with them, hey, I would like to join your group. I would like to join this drawing thing with you guys, is drawing together with Jax. They said, sure. I want to make sure that is not safe. That is bold. It's strong. It has a ton of elements. It's more than one figure. It's a little bit of everything. And this is months apart. When did I do this? Early January? February? Right? Hopefully there's growth there. So maybe I can scan this when it's black and white. And maybe I'll paint it. See if I really have changed. Excuse me. Anyway. Yeah, you did not play safe. For this one. Thank you, D-Dubs. Thank you. I was trying not to. You gotta show up, show out. Right? You're gonna get dressed for the party. You gotta make sure you show some skin. Or somebody said somewhere. Anyway. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, D-Dubs, for hanging out. Thank you, Gunplay Freehand, for hanging out. Renee Machuca, J Near for saying what's up. Sabo for saying what's up. Link for hanging out. Who else came true? Wild Food, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys later on this afternoon. I'm gonna go spray that Grimlock, and that's what we're gonna be doing. So this is Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello. That is Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor. This was what we was doing. So God bless you, love you, mean it. And until next time, I'll draw you later. Bye.